Group D here at the Nikos Gallis Hall in Greece. Two sides who both competed in the inaugural Basketball Champions League meet here today as ΑΡΗΣ take on Ζιελόνα Γκόρα here in Thessaloniki. Game day one of the regular season in Group D. And both these sides looking to use that potentially vital experience to help them navigate their way through the group phase and into the playoffs this season. Young and old in this wonderful basketball arena. As you can see, it's nicely filling up as the sides just complete their warm-ups before we get underway in around 10 minutes time or so. The home side looking to build on a last 16 exit last season, where they lost out to French opposition in Asvel, whereas the Polish side were actually knocked into the FIBA Europe Cup after their disappointing 7th place finish in the Basketball Champions League. Here is what's already happened in Group D. There were matches yesterday, Limburg losing out to Nanterre, and also Ostend getting the better of Telekom Basket's Bonn of Germany. And now it's over to ΑΡΗΣ and Stelmet today. There is James Florence for Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα, and here is their roster. Polish playoff champions, of course. They'll be hoping for a better second season in the Basketball Champions League after going 4-10 in the 2016-17 season. The team has had a pretty stable summer, though. Leading scorer Vladimir Dragicevic there, the number 18, returns together with 7 players who suited up last year for them. Unfortunately, though, they have lost one of their key components. Nemanja Jurisic has gone to Bonn in Germany, which is a big blow for Zιελόνα Γκόρα. And here is the home side's roster. And that seems to be the way with the majority of Greek teams in this competition. ΑΡΗΣ will be returning a host of native Greek players, whilst also replacing some imports as well. They've recruited the likes of the big man, Dimitris Morant, who joins ΑΡΗΣ for his rookie season straight out of Florida Gulf Coast University. They also bring in the likes of Kwame Vaughan, who adds big firepower on the offensive end, who's joined ΑΡΗΣ from the Freyport Skyliners, where he certainly turned a few heads in last year's Basketball Champions League. ΑΡΗΣ also have the NBA veteran Kyle Weaver, who played his basketball in Poland last season, so they've recruited well. Lost the likes of Will Cummings and Michael Jenkins, as the Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα side will just be introduced to the home supporters. They'll be disappointed with the way they started their Basketball Champions League campaign last year, that 4-10 record that they had. Finished 7th in the group, and then exited that competition at the round, and then went into the FIBA Europe Cup, and then were knocked out at the round of 16 stage to Šibona Zagreb, another side that had dropped into the FIBA Europe Cup from the Basketball Champions League. As the home side now introduced to their faithful supporters that have come in, try and cheer them on and act as a sixth man here this evening. There is Brent Petway. Expect him to join the highlight reel a couple of times today. They've recruited well, have ΑΡΗΣ looking at their side. Just the likes of Dimitris Morant and Kwame Vaughan, Kyle Weaver, Keith Benson, all those guys very talented. And there is Panagiotis Giannakis, the ΑΡΗΣ head coach, the Dragon. Won gold, of course, with Greece at the Eurobasket 2005. We've been lucky this summer to have Eurobasket 2017, of course, to keep us occupied with, and many players that you'll see in the Basketball Champions League throughout this season would have competed in Eurobasket. Tremendous competition. It's going to be very interesting to see just how Zhielona Γκόρα try and go about changing their fortunes this season. This didn't quite happen for them last season, unfortunately. There's been a few changes in the Basketball Champions League as well this season to last. There are 8 less clubs in the regular season. So instead of 40 teams, which we had last, there's now just 32. And the top 4 in each of the 4 groups will advance to a round of 16 stage. And the clubs that prevail in those matches will move on to the quarterfinals. And then both the last 16 and the last 8 will be home and away ties, with the aggregate score deciding the winner, with the final 4 then being staged between May the 4th and May the 6th. Just saw the referees for today there. We've got Sasa Maricic of Serbia.
Πρεμιέρα νούμερο 3 για τον Άρη. Χαίρετε κυρίες και κύριοι από τον Νίκη Σχολ. Την προηγούμενη εβδομάδα έγινε η πρεμιέρα στο κύπελο, η νίκη του Άρη του ΠΑΟΚ. Την Κυριακή έγινε η πρεμιέρα στο πρωτάθλημα με την ήττα από τον Κόρυβο για την ομάδα του Παναγιώτη Γιαννάκη. Σήμερα η πρεμιέρα στο Champions League. Εδώ όπου και φέτος ο Άρης, όπως και η ΑΕΚ με τον ΠΑΟΚ, θα δοκιμάσουν τις δυνάμεις τους. Άρης εναντίον Ζιελόνα Γκόρα. Το ζευγάρι σήμερα στην πρεμιέρα του ομίλου, εδώ στο Αλεξάνδριο στη Θεσσαλονίκη. Ο Άρης δηλαδή εναντίον της Νταμπλούχου Πολωνίας, μιας ομάδας που έρχεται σήμερα εδώ έχοντας χάσει, όπως και ο Άρης, το πρόσφατο δικό τους παιχνίδι πρωταθλήματος. Ζιελόνα Γκόρα, το πράσινο βουνό. Αυτό σημαίνει το όνομα της πόλης στη δυτική Πολωνία.
So here are the starting fives then. First of all, the Zhielona Γκόρα. They go with Jaroslav Mokros, Lukas Kozarek, Przemysław Zamoyski, Filip Matchak and Vladimir Dragicevic. We've already spoken about Vladimir Dragicevic. A lot will rest on his shoulders. And there is Artur Gronek, the head coach of Stelmet Zhielona Γκόρα. Became the youngest coach in Polish history to win a league title with them last season. He was the assistant there for 3 years before taking over the main job. And what a start he made as well. And here's the starting 5 for Aris. Dimitris Flionis, Giannis Atiniau, Kyle Weaver, Keith Benson and Panagiotis Vasilopoulos. The 5 that they go with. Kyle Weaver, a big addition, plenty of experience as Kyle Weaver. Keith Benson as well is a very talented player. Played every Tuesday and Wednesday, of course, as well, so every single week. So much basketball to enjoy. There's now a Basketball Champions League app as well, which you can download. Every game as well with us right here. So the top 4 teams in each group go through to the Basketball Champions League playoffs. The 5th and 6th place finishes of each group, they'll qualify for the FIBA Europe Cup playoffs, and then the 7th and 8th place finishers will be eliminated straight away. So it's a little easier to get your head around this year. I think some good changes have been made in the off-season. I think it's important to have a look what worked and what didn't work last season, of course, with it being the inaugural Basketball Champions League in 2016-17. Obviously they decided to have a look at it and just change a few things around. It was a little confusing at times towards the end of the regular season, especially as to who was going to go through to the FIBA Europe Cup, who was going to venture into the playoffs, but I think it is a lot easier for everybody to understand this year. Right, so here we go then. The Basketball Champions League regular season Group D continues here in Greece, and it is ΑΡΗΣ against Zielona Γκόρα of Poland. Benson controls the tip for ΑΡΗΣ. Leonis. Throwing up two drives to the baseline, nice pass inside and just banks it in with the left hand, and the first points of the game go to Keith Benson, and ΑΡΗΣ off and running. Well, they'll try and make it as hostile an atmosphere as they can here, the ΑΡΗΣ supporters, as the mid-range two goes up, just comes up short, and rebound this time by Vasilopoulos. Felt contact, instead throws it out. The three is good, and ΑΡΗΣ off to a quick start. It's Kyle Weaver who knocks down the one from beyond the arc. A great hustle to win possession back for the Greeks as well. Now Weaver driving himself, rejected. Great work on the defensive end from the Polish side. And now a good pass underneath and swatted away, this time from Vasilopoulos. Couple of big defensive plays already from both sides. Great pass and just doesn't get the finish. Good offensive rebound by Keith Benson. The three from way downtown is good, and the pose to match as well. Kyle Weaver off to a hot start, 2 threes already. And ΑΡΗΣ off to an 8-0 run. Here's the three. The first three from Kyle Weaver. And then great steal. It's the rejection from Vasilopoulos. And then the three from way beyond the arc from Kyle Weaver. And a quick timeout has been called already by Artur Gronek. Let's listen in. So quick start from the home side, just what they were after. Kozarek. Kozarek just about manages to keep it, throws it back outside. Good extra pass, the ball movement was good. The three less so, and a rebound from Keith Benson. Finds himself in all kinds of space, and another three is good. Shooting the ball really well from the outside. ΑΡΗΣ in the early stages here. Raced out to an 11-0 run. 3 from 3 from beyond the arc. It's a lovely pass inside from Kozarek, and a pretty simple finish by Dragicevic. They want to get him going. Zielona Γκόρα have their first points of this first quarter. And foul goes on Maciek. Kyle Weaver. 6 points already, 2 from 2 from three-point range is the American, or poor hands. Bit of a cheap turnover that from Flionis. Oh, it's turned over though, straight back to ΑΡΗΣ, and now the fast break. Athanio, great pass. Kyle Weaver went for the extra one. Maybe should have just thrown up the two. Kyle Weaver, he's got the hot hand early on, does the number 25, and instead just tried to lay it up for his teammate as Benson goes to work, draws the foul, makes the 2 and 1 for Keith Benson. Foul called on Armani Moore. As the contact just about managed to get the roll with the left-hand hook shot. Can't convert on the three-point play. It's James Florence. College at Mercer, but throws it away. And now in transition, the fast break, and the 2 is good. Athanio again. ΑΡΗΣ have started really brightly here, 15-2 the lead. It's Florence. Throws up the 2, it's good, and that's what they need. Ziyelona Γκόρα, just a bit more patience, try and wait for the open shot. And Kozarek is the man who knocks it down. Drives to the lane, oh, the defense just goes AWOL. And Flionis exploits it, just drives, penetrates, and makes a pretty simple 2. We're gonna have to tighten up on the defensive end here. Stelmet Ziyelona Γκόρα. ΑΡΗΣ, look at that, shooting 7 from 9 from the field at the moment. James Florence thinks about the 3 from way out and makes it. James Florence looking to try and get Ziyelona Γκόρα going. He's done the rounds in Europe as James Florence, played in Bosnia, Ukraine, Hungary, Germany, now Poland. To the baseline, throws it back outside, thought about throwing up the little teardrop, goes for the long 2 instead, just off target, and big rebounds by Dragicevic. Armani Moore thought about the 3, decided against it. Florence might though, instead throws it to Dragicevic. This will be a 3 if it goes, doesn't. Keith Benson with the rebound. And now Flionis can bring it clear for ΑΡΗΣ with just over 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Thrown away. Zamoyski. Slowing things down here. James Florence. Foul goes on Vasilopoulos. 3 from Florence just a second ago. That's the seal of approval from those travelling Stelmet Ziyelona Γκόρα supporters. As Michaelis Zarelis is the man who checks in. Flionis takes a seat. Kwame Vaughan also checks in for ΑΡΗΣ. Foul is called. They'll have it on the baseline. 14-second reset here for Ziyelona Γκόρα. Zarelis called on his first foul. Florence throws it back outside to Armani Moore. Great bounce pass. Armani Moore Well, I thought it was rejected, but he's been called on the foul as Vasilopoulos. Let's have a look here. Yeah, it did just catch the forearm. It's the right call. Did get some of the ball, but Vasilopoulos not happy, but the first trip to the line. Dragicevic not happy. Makes 1 from 2. So Brent Petway has checked in. Thunder Petway, as he was known when he had a brief spell at the Harlem Globetrotters. Brent Petway, because of his dunking abilities, also known as Air Georgia, where he's from. Steps back, throws up the 2, and makes it from the foul line. So Kwame Vaughan off and running. He was a big player, Kwame Vaughan, last year for the Freeport Skyliners. Had a massive game against the Helios Suns in the 2016-17 season when he scored 27 points. That was his best game of the Basketball Champions League. ARΗS will be hoping that he can try and replicate that form for the Greek side this year. Here he is again, Kwame Vaughan. Little pass behind his back to Brent Petway. Throws up the 3, comes up way short. Rebound by Weaver. The little teardrop is good from Kyle Weaver. And he's now got 8 points personal. 21 points to 8 the lead, and they've thrown it away again. Dragicevic is the man guilty. There's the little floater from Kyle Weaver. Beautiful little deft touch. Sorry, it was Kozarek who turned the pass over there. It's Dragicevic, as I said. Vaughan throws it out to Zerelis. It's Gary Bell. Steps back, throws up the 3 with the shot clock down to 4 seconds. Offensive rebound though, Brent Petway. Now Gary Bell again. Petway helps it on. Kwame Vaughan looked up, thought about the 3. Shot clock is down to 2. Needs to get the shot away and does. Comes up a little short, but they've got it straight back here, ARÍS. It's stripped out of his hands, but the Greek side will keep it with 21 seconds still on the shot clock. Great work on the offensive glass by the Greek side. Three offensive rebounds already for ARÍS. None so far for Zιελόνα Γκόρα. Pretty happy, I'd imagine. Panagiotis Giannakis. Zerelis trying to go himself, somewhat fortuitously, finds its way to Brent Petway, who just doesn't get the roll. And Dragicevic is there to pick up his 3rd rebound. Kalati. Now Florence. Florence drives, throws up a really difficult shot, and it's tipped out of bounds in the end from Armani Moore. ARÍS will get it once again. Played 5 NBA Summer League matches last year, did Armani Moore for the Indiana Pacers. I'm sure he'll be too happy at the moment after Gronek with the way his side have started this one. Petway trying to orchestrate things is Kyle Weaver. Weaver looking to weave a gap, and he makes the 2, and Brent Petway was fouled on his way up, and he'll head to the foul line for a 3-point play. Great aggressive play by Kyle Weaver. And again, just unselfishly, great little dish to Brent Petway. As he always does, has that sweatband on the wrong way round on his head. Kyle Weaver's had a great game so far in this opening quarter. 8 points, an assist, a couple of rebounds as well. Chance here to stretch the lead to 16. Which he does, converts on the three-point play, Brent Petway. 24-8. Florence, great pass underneath from Florence. Dragicevic feigns and is fouled. Unsportsmanlike has been given on Sereles. So Dragicevic will head to the line and shoot a couple, and then Zιελόνα Γκόρα will get possession back as well. So a chance to try and eat into the 16-point lead with just over a minute to go in this opening quarter. Sereles is the man who checks out. One of two. Poor pass from Dragicevic. The chemistry just doesn't quite appear to be there in the early stages here for the Polish side. Another turnover. Chaniuk is the man who's checking in. That clock is wrong, by the way. It's fortuitously found its way through and tries to bank it in. Can't get it to go. Here is Florence. Florence has it stripped away from him. And now in transition, the fast break is an awful pass to Kwame Vaughan. And he'll be really disappointed with that one, will Christidis. Really golden opportunity to make another two on the fast break. Here's Florence. "19 seconds left in this opening quarter. As he throws up the two, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, though, by Adam Chaniuk. That's what they need to do a little bit better. Really attack the glass on the offensive end. Try and give themselves as many second chance opportunities as they can. First. The club some time as Adam Chaniuk since 2013. Just can't get the roll. Rebound by Brent Petway, and they'll have 10 seconds to advance it and get the last shot away in this first quarter. The lead is 14. Here is Kwame Vaughan. Vaughan, great work. Three is way off target though, and that will be that for the first quarter here in Greece. And it's so far so good for ARΗS. They started quickly thanks to the likes of Kyle Weaver, who made two from way downtown, and ARÍS leads Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα 24-10 at the end of the first. So here are the stats. As you can see, ARIS shooting the ball better than their opponents everywhere on the court. 60% from three-point range, they're 3 from 5. Zilona just need to try and guard the perimeter a little bit better. It was a nice fast start though from ARIS. They set the tempo early, a nice steal here, which allowed them to advance the ball up the court, and that was a really good block in transition there. Dragicevic has looked the most likely for Zιελόνα Γκόρα. He's got 4 points and 3 rebounds, but Kyle Weaver with 8 points already. Benson with 3 assists. 3 rebounds, sorry, I should say. There's another game going on in Group D at the moment. And sees Besiktas taking on Sidiges Avellino, and Besiktas currently 33-20, 3 points up in that one. They've just started the second quarter. James Florence. Really good bounce pass. Tried to throw it out to Thomas Kalati, who is just waiting on the side. Completely open for the 3, but good work on the defensive end again from ARIS. Florence again. Steps back, great feint as well. The 3 goes up and knocks it down. Just the start that Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα are after, and it's Thomas Kalati who's the man who's trying to get them going. 35 years of age now, American born, but did gain Polish citizenship through his wife. Stripped off him, Brent Petway, but the last touch was off Zιελόνα Γκόρα, so ARIS will keep it. Just 1.8 seconds left on the shot clock here, so it's got to be a quick catch and shoot. There's the inbound pass. Petway just throws it up. Oh, they get it back as well, although no, they don't. The shot clock had already ran down. The shot from Petway didn't hit the rim, so they didn't get a reset. So Zιελόνα Γκόρα will have it. The lead is just 11, so they are eating into it. It's Kalati. Matchak throws up the 3, comes up way short. Rebound by Gary Bell. Back to Petway, who's in all kinds of space, but comes up way short with the 3. And rebounds by Hachaniuk. Now Florence. Matchak again. The fadeaway 2 is no good. Bell. Christidis needs some help. Foul goes on James Florence. Three off target, just about manages to bring down the rebound as Chaniuk. Foul goes on Gary Bell. Of course, the Basketball Champions League started yesterday. Had incredible drama in the match between Umana Venezia and Banvit. Triple overtime it went to. Umana Venezia eventually managing to come out on top in that one. So just a sign of things to come, I think, in this year's Basketball Champions League. If it's anything like last season, it was such a success. Everyone loved playing in it, watching it. And no doubt that the 2017-18 edition will be just as good. It's Kwame Vaughan. As I said right at the start, there is now an app as well for the Basketball Champions League that you should try and download. Armani Moore picks up the foul. Little bounce pass, good finish as well with the left hand from Chaniuk. More second personal. The lead is just single digits now, just a 9-point lead. It's been as big as 16, remember. Throws up the three, tries to bank it in. I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not. And Florence with a great pass and an easy two for Armani Moore. Well, this is better from Zιελόνα Γκόρα. Playing with a little more intensity, a little more aggression. Beautiful little bounce pass from James Florence, and Armani Moore with his first points of the game. So timeout called. 24-17 the lead for ΑΡΗΣ now.
And you are coming here to make a screen. Okay, screen. Stagger, corner four. And then don't forget the screen, okay? The screen.
I think he'll be a little happier now, Artur Gronek. Giotis Giannakis. Just heard him mention a screen quite a lot in that team talk. Set up a few pick and rolls maybe. Here is Mortos. Really have anywhere to go, and in the end, foul has been called on Thomas Colatti. It's Kwame Vaughan. Trying to work his way through, just too many green shirts in the way, but ΑΡΗΣ somehow keep it. The shot clock was counting down, but a foul goes on Kosarek. So they'll get another 14 seconds, will ΑΡΗΣ. Here's Vaughan. Up against Florence, tries to turn on, banks in. A right-handed shot. Great little spin move from Vaughan. He had a lot of work to do though. Throws it back outside. Has all the time to make the three, can't get it to go, and a big rebound by Keith Benson. Great pass underneath, and the reverse is good. Beautiful little dive though. 7 points now. The lead is back up to 11. Florence penetrates, can't get the two to go. Last touch was off Echaniuk, so ARÍS will get it. This is the play just a second ago from Florence. Quick spin and turn onto that right foot, and the bank was open. Beautiful little pass there as well. It's Benson up against Echaniuk. Kwame Vaughan again, throws it back outside. The three comes up short. Rebound by Kalati. Not much movement off the ball for Stelmed Zιελόνα Γκόρα there. Kozarek. Now Echaniuk for two is good. Kwame Vaughan. Oh, wonderful little pass from Benson, decided against the reverse layup, throws it back outside, and the three right on the buzzer is good. Great ball movement from ARÍS. Turned down the easy two, and in the end, made the three. Signed from Olympiacos this year. Atheniou won the Greek League Championships last year. As Kwame Vaughan takes a seat. As Dragicevic has it stripped out of his hands. Last touch was off ARÍS, so Zιελόνα will keep it with just 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Thought about the three, may have to, really difficult one, just comes up short. Offensive rebound though, that's what they need to do a little bit more of. Kalati again, little bounce pass, great work by Vasilopoulos, steal the ball away. Now Benson up against Dragicevic. Benson turns the fadeaway two, doesn't get the roll. Rebound by Kozarek. Just throws it away rather aimlessly. I think he thought Kalati was making the run, and foul is called. Weaver was calling for the unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure whether it was. Yeah, it was unsportsmanlike that's been given. Can see what the referee had given there. So Weaver, the foul line, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists so far for Kyle Weaver. The round 2 pick in the 2000 NBA draft by the Charlotte Bobcats was Kyle Weaver. He was then traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's played for a number of sides in his career, spanning the world really. Belgium, Germany, Italy, Israel, Puerto Rico, Poland. And signed with ARÍS just a couple of months ago in August. It's Petway. Shot clock is down to 4. Leonis, does he realise this? He does. Tries to bank it in way up on the glass. Can't get it to go. Armani Moore with the rebound. And now for the fast break, Kozarek. And the foul goes on Flionis. So the lead's back up to 14. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first half. Throws up the little floater, can't get it to go. Keith Benson with his 5th rebound already. Flionis looking to lay it back into Benson, and now Kalati on the fast break. He's got options. The little disguise pass, great transitional defense though by ARΗS. To Benson as it blocks. Big block by Zamoyski. Kozarek throws it out. Oh, rejected. Kyle Weaver showing his defensive qualities as well. Had to time this spot on, and look at that all ball from Kyle Weaver. Florence, long two. He's made it, and I think he was fouled as well. Was it Florence thought that he was heading to the line? He's asking the official what the call was. Look here. Well, the foul actually went on Dragicevic. So the 2 counts from Florence. And Zilona Γκόρα are in the penalty as well. So Kyle Weaver heads to the foul line. Florence into Dragicevic, feigns and draws the foul off Keith Benson. Nice little fake move from Vladimir Dragicevic. Florence. Another 2 from way out, can't get it to go. As well just to pass the ball to a teammate before stepping out of bounds. Great work by Armani Moore, and a good pass as well. Kozarek feigns and now banks in the 2, no, can't get it to go. Well, great hands. Might try and go himself, instead just lays it off, and the 2 is good. Great work again from Giannis Athaniou. Watch this one, just behind the back. See you later, James Florence. And then the presence of mind just to tee up Kyle Weaver. And Weaver knocks down his 14th point of the game. So timeout has been called by Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα with 1 minute 12 left on the clock.
We played 2 flash. We played 2 flash. Money from this end of Coast Guard. And Jimmy. Jockey. Pass. End of sprint. And then I don't want to draw everything because he's recording. He goes here. Then he's Bob. And he's playing with you. This guy is thinking about their electric because he's playing with you. He's playing with you. Hey, just we have to score fastly. If you
so good to see, isn't it? The young kids coming in to support their side. It's such a great time, these matches. Tuesday and a Wednesday night, you can finish work, finish school, and bring the family down and watch some high-quality basketball Champions League action. Try and inspire the next generation. The lead's up to 16. It's Florence a little long with the two. Leonis. Inside the final 60 seconds, the shot clock is down to 4 and an offensive foul has been called. So ARÍS will turn the ball over. Goes on Keith Benson. Benson immediately checks out. Christidis is the man who comes back onto the floor. The ARÍS supporters look to try and make their voices heard. Pretty satisfied with what they've seen in the first half so far. The lead is back up to 16. Dragicevic, they wanted an offensive foul called there. The home supporters not given. Dragicevic makes the two. And the three in response comes up short. Dragicevic with his 4th rebound. Leading the way for Stelmet Zilona Gora. In the points and rebounds department so far is Vladimir Dragicevic, 6 points, 4 rebounds for him. This will be the last possession of this first half. Needs to get the shot away, right on the buzzer. Armani Moore can't get the 3 to go. And it's a pretty impressive first half from the Greek side. See the sweat pouring off their head coach Panagiotis Giannakis, but he'll be pretty happy, I'm sure, with what he's seen from his side at the half-time break. ARÍS 37, Stelmet Zilona Gora 23. So again, ARÍS still shooting the ball a lot better than their opponents. 48% from 2-point range, still not setting the place alight, really, ARÍS. Similar number of rebounds as well. Just those turnovers at the moment costing Zilona Gora, not looking after the ball well enough. 10 turnovers to just 6 from the Greek side. And here are the game leaders. Kyle Weaver has started quickly for ARÍS. 14 points, 3 rebounds and a couple of assists. Dragicevic, as I said, leading the way for Stelmet Zilona Gora. A couple of steals and a block as well for Kyle Weaver. It's been an all-round performance, an all-court performance from Kyle Weaver so far. Deneu as well has performed, 10 points for him with 3 assists as well. James Florence chipping in for Stelmet Zilona Gora. So I will leave you with the highlights from that first half, and make sure you're back in around 10 minutes time as the second half gets underway. It's ARÍS 37, Stelmet Zilona Gora 23. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Nikos Gallis Hall here in Greece, in Thessalonica, as the Basketball Champions League returns this week, and we're focusing our attention on Group D here this evening. ΑΡΗΣ of Greece taking on Zielona Γκόρα of Poland, and at the moment it is the home side who are in control of this one. They lead 37 points to 23, thanks to Kyle Weaver's 14 points and Athanaou's 10 points as well. They've been well, done the bulk of the damage, really, those two players. Dragicevic has done his best for Zielona Γκόρα. He's got 6 points, 4 rebounds, and Kozarek with 4 assists, but it was just that fast start, really, for ΑΡΗΣ that has hurt Zielona Γκόρα. They raced out to a 24-10 lead after just the first quarter. So what can they find in this second quarter to try and answer back? Close one in the other game in Group D that's currently taking place as well, between Besiktas and Sidigas Avellino. Besiktas leading 50 points to 49 in that one, but they're only a minute or so into the third quarter there. So good, though, to have the Basketball Champions League back. I know what to do with myself on a Tuesday and a Wednesday evening over the last few months. Just a reminder, it is every week as well. Every week is the regular season. Every single Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So plenty of basketball to come your way. ΑΡΗΣ finished at 4th in their group. In last year's inaugural Basketball Champions League, they were in a group with Monaco Banvit, Ches Nymburk, Freeport Skyliners, Ironi, Helios Suns and the Bakken Bears, and they finished with an 8-6 record in that group, finishing 4th. They then went into the playoff qualifiers, in which they got the better of Strasbourg, the French side, 141-133 on aggregate, but then they were knocked out by Asvel, the French side, 148-134 on aggregate in the round of 16 stage. Of course, Iberostar Tenerife were the side that went on to lift the trophy, beating Banvit in the final. They're actually playing at the moment as well. Tenerife, they're locked in a pretty close one as well down the stretch against Ventspils, 69-69, with about a minute and a half remaining in that one. Armani Moore drives and can't quite get the finish, but last touch was off the Greek side, so Zielona Γκόρα will have it back. Kalati for 3. It's off target, easy rebound for Vasilopoulos. Here he is again. Always considered to be one of the best and most tenacious defenders in Europe is Vasilopoulos. He's 33 years of age now, can't get the 2 to go. Joined ΑΡΗΣ in July of this year. Offensive foul goes on Thomas Kalati, so they'll turn it over. They can't really afford to do this. Zielona Γκόρα, they already trail by 16. Leonis. well off target. Kalati brings down the rebound. And Kozarek bring it forward for Zjielona Γκόρα. Spent his entire career in Poland as Lukas Kozarek. He's 33 as well. Been at Zjielona Γκόρα since 2013. Here's Kalati. Kozarek, oh, great penetration and a strong finish at the net from Dragicevic. Flionis, only 20 years of age, is Flionis. Drives to the baseline, thought about the reverse layup, instead throws it out, and the two wouldn't have counted anyway. Shot clock winds down. So Zjielona have it. It's important here that they take advantage of any miss from the Greek side. They can't afford just to trade, really. Trailing by 14. Kalati, Dragicevic, Kozarek against Flionis. Little bounce pass through the legs, but throws it away, and now in transition down the other end, Weaver. Great pass by Weaver and an easy two by Vasilopoulos. Here's Kalati. Would have been a two if it had gone. Great hustle by Dragicevic, though, to win possession back. Well, no doubt that Zjielona Γκόρα will miss Nemanja Đurišić this year. It was really impressive for Montenegro in Eurobasket 2017 that we've just seen a few months ago. So good on both ends of the floor, so they need someone to try and fill the void left by Nemanja Đurišić. It's Kalati. Kalati throws up the three and count it. Thomas Kalati. He's got 6 now. Both of them have come from beyond the arc. Foul goes on Armani Moore. This is the three from Kalati. Up the two, and it's good. Vaniao again. He's had a good game so far. He's got 12 points personal. He's 5 from 8 from the field. 3 assists as well. Moore throws it back outside. Oh, it's stolen away by Flionis. Great pace as well, Flionis, to get on the end of the loose ball. And he finishes it himself. And the 20-year-old with a big-time play for ΑΡΗΣ. Bronze with the Greek under-16 side all the way back in 2013 did Dimitris Flionis at the European Championships, and then won gold at the European under-18 Championships as well. So timeout has been called by Artur Gronek.
Thomas, you will play with 4. Play with 4, then it's flat. If it's nothing from 24, you can roll here. You go down, pass to him, you cut, and you play with Kosar, 15 pick on the left hand. Set the screen and separate. Flash, this pick will be low, this pick will be low. Flash down, let's go.
got so much experience as Panagiotis Giannakis. Mentioned him winning the gold medal with Greece at Eurobasket 2005. He's also been in charge of the Chinese national team as well. That's where he was before he joined ARΗS this year. It's Kalati, now Dragicevic. Sharmani Moore wanted it played underneath quickly, never received it though. Shot clock is down to 1. The three is good, right on the buzzer. Good patience, but now Kyle Weaver looking to go coast to coast, throws it up, but the foul goes on Thomas Kalati. The lead is down to 15. This is the three from Kozarek we've just seen, as you can see, right on the buzzer there. Need to try and get a stop now down the other end. Armani Moore checks out. In comes Adam Huchaniuk. Zanio throws it out, all kinds of space, or decided against the three, instead drives to the baseline and is called on the travel. So we'll turn it over. Vasilopoulos. The winner of Eurobasket was Vasilopoulos in 2005 with his now coach. Steal by Vasilopoulos again. Spoke about his defensive qualities only a minute or so ago, and they're on show there. Throws it back outside, now looking to try and do damage on the offense, and Vasilopoulos with a steal down one end and then knocks down the three down the other. Kozarek now, Kalati for three. Responds Thomas Kalati. Signed by the Lakers back in 2009 for their training camp was Thomas Kalati. Was later waived though, as Benson is fouled. Can't get the two to go, but he'll head to the foul line and shoot two anyway. So difficult to stop in those kind of situations is Keith Benson. Another that's had a brief spell in China, much like his coach Keith Benson, for signing for ARÍS this year. Also a 2016-2017 NBA D-League All-Star as well as Keith Benson. 7 points, 5 rebounds. The Americans so far today. Just doing well here, ARÍS, to keep Zιελόνα Γκόρα at arm's length. Lead is 17. Florence. Kalati, good pass inside. Huchaniuk has to go back outside. James Florence thought about the three. Great pass underneath. And a beautiful little feint from Dragicevic, and knocks down the easy two. Looked as though Florence was going to throw up the three. You saw Dragicevic underneath, and he's got 10 points personal. Daniel throws it out. Vasilopoulos turns it down, throws up the teardrop, and how good is that? Vasilopoulos coming to the party now. He's got 7. Florence. Thomas Kalati. Florence throws it up, can't get it to go. Rebound by Keith Benson. Now Kyle Weaver. Great first half did Kyle Weaver. Nathaniel throws up the three, comes up short. Chaniuk tried to feed James Florence, and a bit of a miscommunication between those two again. Ziyelona Γκόρα have thrown the ball away cheaply quite a number of times here today. They had 10 turnovers in that first half. And another one there as Zamoyski checks out, as does Nathaniel. 12 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists for him. Very good indeed. There's the man that signed from Olympiacos. Sareles is the man who's come back in. Began his professional career with ΑΡΗΣ all the way back in 2007, did Michalis Sareles. Moved on to pastures new the year after, but then re-signed in August of last year. Just over 2.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Kwame Vaughan looks to try and go to work himself, can't get the two to go. And great work on the offensive glass from the Greek side. Bell throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Rebound by Chaniuk. Now the three, he's fouled! And a chance for a 4-point play. Thomas Kalati, how good was that? Actually, I think his foot was just inside the line, so it'll only be a 2. So a chance for a 3-point play, in fact, for Thomas Kalati. Brent Petway is the man who's checked back in for ΑΡΗΣ. Keith Benson has taken a seat. Here is Brent Petway. Throws it back outside to Kyle Weaver. Weaver penetrates towards the lane. Oh, what a shot from Kyle Weaver. So much traffic there, the American, and still somehow made it. 16 points for Weaver. Every time Ziyelona Γκόρα look to try and make inroads into this ΑΡΗΣ lead, the Greek side just respond and make a couple of shots of their own. What a shot, though, from Kyle Weaver. Florence throws it outside. The three's really got to go. It doesn't, though. Rebound by Thunder Petway. And Kwame Vaughan. To Gary Bell. The rock-solid defensive option for ΑΡΗΣ. He was once the West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year in 2015, and showing that he can do it on the offensive side of things as well. Gary Bell, his first points of the game. Leads 18. Inside the final 60 seconds of this third quarter, and they've not really been able to make any inroads, but James Florence makes the 3. 8 points for him. He's 2 from 2 from beyond the arc. Beautiful shooting motion from James Florence. Not a lot can go wrong with that. That's the drive to the lane from Gary Bell just a second ago. Ziyelona Γκόρα now in the penalty, so Kwame Vaughan heads to the line. The foul went on Florence. Great addition Kwame Vaughan's going to be this year for ARÍS, and you do get the impression with the players they've brought in for this season, the likes of Kwame Vaughan, Kyle Weaver, Keith Benson, and Dimitris Morant, who we haven't seen today. They should well improve on their performance last year. Kozarek throws up the three and count it. Kozarek's had a pretty good game himself. 7 points to go with his 6 assists. This will probably be the last possession of this third quarter. Great pass by Kwame Vaughan. Last touch was off ARÍS, so Zhielona Γκόρα will in fact have the last possession with just 4 seconds on the clock. Here is James Florence looking to go himself. Florence has it stripped out of his hands, and the buzzer goes. That will be that for the third quarter. Well, there was 14 points separating them at the end of the first half. There's still 14 points separating them at the end of the third. 58-44, the ARÍS lead. Well, they've got that 2-point percentage above 50% now. Zhielona Γκόρα are out-shooting them just from beyond the arc, but not too much in it. Again, rebounds very similar, as are the assists. 11 steals, though, for ARÍS, just 3 for Zhielona Γκόρα. And as I've already mentioned, those turnovers really haunting Zhielona Γκόρα as well. Really not looking after the ball well enough, and ARÍS exploiting that. So the final quarter. Well, last season in the Basketball Champions League, we saw plenty of big comebacks in the final quarter, so don't think this one's over by any stretch. As Florence looks to set them off, which he does. Knocks down the early three, and all of a sudden the lead is just 11. They're not going to go down without a fight here. Zhielona Γκόρα still yet to miss from the outside is James Florence. Kwame Vaughan throws it back outside. Petway looks to respond with a three of his own. Can't get it to go. The foul, though. Oh, actually goes on Spyros Mortos. I think he thought he was just given a little nudge in the back. I think initially Filip Matchak thought the foul was called on him. Let's have another look here. Petway misses the three. Well, yeah, you can kind of see he's just grabbed his shirt. You can see the reaction of Matchak there. He certainly thought the foul had gone on him. But actually a good decision by the officials. So a chance to make it a single-digit game here. Chaniak. It's Armani Moore. Moore, great pass and an easy two for Chaniak. Beautiful little dime from Armani Moore. And we do have a single-digit game. Exactly the start that Artur Gronek was after. They've lost it again. Florence can lead the fast break, but he's thrown it away cheaply, and Spyros Mortos was there to steal it back for ARΗS, and they just need to try and calm things down here. Last touch was off Kozarek, so ARÍS will keep it with still 16 seconds on the clock. Vasilopoulos back in, bit of experience out there, just looking to try and calm things down, a bit of composure. Daniel as well is back in, as he's had a really good game so far. Sadigas Avellino beginning to pull away from Besiktas in the other game in Group D. 74-66 the lead there for Sadigas Avellino, with about 7 minutes remaining in the final quarter, as the two goes up from Gary Bell. Petway grabbed the offensive rebound, but a great hustle by Zιελόνα Γκόρα. Well, Petway will be disappointed that his handling just let him down there. He had actually grabbed the rebound, and then actually, in fairness to Petway, it was just knocked out of his hands by Armani Moore. Kwame Vaughan. Vaughan tried to throw it into Petway, thrown away though, and on the fast break down the other end. Can they hurt ARÍS again here? James Florence drives, rejected by Vasilopoulos. It's a big time defensive play. But again, they've turned it over. Florence turns down the three. Crowd looking to try and make it as hostile as they can for the Polish side, as Florence throws the three from way downtown. Good rebound by Gary Bell. Well, he's got all the time to throw the three if he wanted it, turned it down, and just decides to slow things down for ARÍS. Petway turns, the foul goes on Kozarek. Now this is the big swap from Vasilopoulos. Such a solid defensive player to have. Just 4 seconds left on the clock. Bell tries to throw up the little teardrop, grabs his own rebound and puts it back. Gary Bell, who had a good Basketball Champions League last season for Rosaradom. Had a quiet game today, really. But a big play there. Makes it an 11-point game again. Florence. Great pass. Armani Moore can't get the two to go. And the rebound by Athaniou in the end. Go back to Petway. Here's Bell. Throws it back outside. Extra pass. Petway, the long two. Can't get it. Rebound by Hachaniuk. And that'll be an offensive foul on Hachaniuk as he just charges into Kyle Weaver. Second personal foul. Knew it straight away, did Adam Hachaniuk, as soon as the whistle went. It's Bell. Vasilopoulos, a couple of feints, throws up the little floater and gets it to go. Vasilopoulos has just grown into this game. He's now got 9 points to go with 3 rebounds, 2 assists and a fair few blocks as well. It's Dragicevic. Great defense by ARIS, and they steal it away. Petway and Weaver combining there. Well, they've responded pretty well here, ARIS, in this fourth quarter after Ziyelona Γκόρα got off to that hot start. They made the first 5 points in this fourth quarter just to get within touching distance as Bell makes another. And Gary Bell is joining the party late here in Greece. He's got 6 points, and the lead is back up to 15 as a timeout has been called. So 5 minutes to go in this final quarter. Kalati. Great pass back outside, and Armani Moore knocks down the 3. Extra pass, Vasilopoulos, great ball movements. Gary Bell lines up another. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Zamoyski. Armani Moore again for 3. Back-to-back threes for Armani Moore. And again, it's a single-digit game here in Greece, 64-55. And another timeout is called. So Armani Moore has just made this game a little more interesting coming down the stretch. Just a 9-point game now Good extra pass. Could have passed again. There was plenty of options open on the perimeter. Irish have got to be a little more aware to that. Amazing how quickly a basketball game can change. Daniel to the baseline, throws it out to Kyle Weaver, who saw Benson underneath. It's another turnover. Kozarek to Armani Moore again. The man with the hot hand, the man that they want to try and get a shot away if they can. Kalati. Oh, he had the option to try and find Dragicevic. Kalati's got to throw up the three. Kalati does! Kalati makes! And all of a sudden, it's just a 6-point game here in Greece. Kalati's got 15. 3 consecutive threes from Stelmet Zιελόνα Γκόρα. Nothing but net. He's actually been called on a technical foul. I think he thought he was fouled on the way up and should have had a chance of a 4-point play. Thomas Kalati, so that's the last thing they need, really. Can't afford just to gift cheap points. Vania made the free throw, by the way, so the lead is up to 7. Here he is again. Oh, just doesn't get the roll. Gary Bell. So 4th foul for Kozarek, so he's in a bit of foul trouble here. Splits, makes 1 of 2. He sets the screen. Kozarek runs into it. Little pass behind his back. Moore again for 3. Can't get it to go. And a big rebound by Vasilopoulos. They needed that. Did ARΗS to deny them the chance of a second chance point. And now Kyle Weaver, completely open. Can't knock down the 3. Transition down the other end. Kozarek draws the foul. Gary Bell has been called on it. Just over 2.5 to go. It's Kozarek. Had it stripped out of his hand. This extra pass to Moisky for 3, way off target. Good offensive rebound by Dragicevic though, and now Armani Moore on the left-handed finish is good. Armani Moore. And Moore's got 10 now, and again the lead is just 6. 2 minutes to go. We've got a ball game on our hands here. And at long stages today, it's looked as though ARÍS have been pretty comfortable. Got to hand it to the Polish side, though, who have not given up, but the chance to increase the lead by 3, and Vasilopoulos does just that. His experience coming to the party again. Just got better and better in this game as Vasilopoulos, they look to respond with a 3 of their own, and it's raining 3s here in Greece. This time it's Kozarek, who's now got 10 points and has connected with both from distance. Just over 90 seconds to go. Again, the lead is just 6. Here's the 3 from Vasilopoulos just a second ago. Shooting at 50% from beyond the arc. Or Zhielona Γκόρα. Oh, can you believe it? They've taken too long to advance the ball. Only allowed 8 seconds, remember, to get the ball into your opponent's half, and that's pretty schoolboy, to be honest, from ΑΡΗΣ, especially with the game now as tight as it is. Can they find another here? Zhielona Γκόρα. No, they can't. They've thrown it away. Flionis with the steal. Vasilopoulos. Thaniou. Throws up the 3. Comes up way short. Rebound by Kalati. Kalati to go himself, tries a difficult pass to find Dragicevic underneath, and perhaps not the right idea there from Thomas Kalati, and you can see him annoyed at himself as he gets down the other end of the floor. Flionis to try and weave a web, can't get it to go. Rebound by Armani Moore. Time beginning to run out now for Zhielona. They need something quick. So Gary Bell is going to check back in. It's just under 17 seconds left on the clock. Trying to use his defensive qualities here are ΑΡΗΣ. Dragicevic steps and is fouled, and Dragicevic wants an unsportsmanlike called. Well, he will shoot 2 here. Foul went on Vasilopoulos. Rebounds to go with his 10 points so far for Dragicevic. Going to be an important player for Zhielona Γκόρα in the Basketball Champions League this year. Only makes 1 of 2 free throws. Good work again by Vasilopoulos, who draws the foul. Big game today. Vasilopoulos strong underneath to deny Zamoyski grabbing the offensive rebound. The penalty, of course, here Zhielona Γκόρα, so that's why Vasilopoulos is heading to the foul line. Misses the first. Makes the second, so 6-point game again with 11.4 on the clock. And a timeout has been called. Well, you've got to hand it to Zielona Γκόρα. Been very easy for them to get their heads down, and as they trail by 14 coming into this final quarter, but they've certainly made ΑΡΗΣ think about things coming down the stretch. Haven't given up at all, have the Polish side. Zydrugas Avellino have beaten Besiktas, by the way, in the other game in Group D, 86 points to 80. Kalati, they need something quick, throws up the three from way downtown, can't get it to go. And a rebound by Flionis. And it's all the way down the court with it, throws up the two, can't get it to go. And the buzzer goes, that will be that. And ΑΡΗΣ are off to a winning start in this year's Basketball Champions League. They were certainly made to work a lot harder for it in the end than perhaps a lot of people thought heading into that final quarter. But it's finished ΑΡΗΣ 70, Zielona Γκόρα 64. So here are the stats. Zielona Γκόρα shot the ball well from the outside, nearly 50%, but they'll be looking to try and improve that 2-point percentage. ΑΡΗΣ will be looking to try and improve from both inside and outside. 15 steals though for ΑΡΗΣ. They look really good defensively today. 3 blocks, only 14 turnovers compared to Zielona Γκόra's 21. That's certainly something that the Poles are going to have to do better as the Basketball Champions League goes on. Look after the ball a little bit better. Kyle Weaver flew off in that first quarter. He had 14 points early on and finished with 16 in total. Kalati led the way for Zielona Γκόρα. 8 rebounds for Brent Petway, 6 for Dragicevic. And Vasilopoulos there really came big for ΑΡΗΣ on both ends of the court down the stretch. Nice moment here as Kyle Weaver just goes and high-fives a couple of the supporters who have come. It's always great to see the basketball players do this. It was a common theme at Eurobasket as well in the summer. After the game, all the players would go over and thank their supporters for coming. And a pretty good start to this year's Basketball Champions League regular season. The ΑΡΗΣ supporters will be pretty delighted to have Kyle Weaver in their ranks this season as well. You get the impression that he could do some serious damage alongside other players like Keith Benson, Kwame Vaughan, to name just a few. But as I said, Zielona Γκόρα can take great heart from the way they fought. They were double digits behind for the majority of the game, and I'm sure they got a few nerves going in the ΑΡΗΣ team and the ΑΡΗΣ supporters coming down the stretch when they close to within 6 and then 5. As we take a look at the highlights from this one. A couple of nice plays by Dragicevic and Kalati as well, who finished with 15 points personal, Thomas Kalati. Throughout the third quarter especially, it just looked as though every single time Zielona Γκόρα managed to find a potential route back into the game, ΑΡΗΣ responded. That was a great play by Flionis, the steal down one end, great pace to get onto the loose ball and put away the 2. And then this man came big, Panagiotis Vasilopoulos, knocked down some big 3s towards the end and some good defensive work as well from him. Vasilopoulos again just throwing up the little floater, great feint to create the space. And then that 3-point play from Thomas Kalati as he knocked down a very long 2. That was one of the plays of the game from Kyle Weaver. Gary Bell, he had a quiet start but came good towards the end of the game. with 7 points, did Gary Bell. The big offensive rebounds as well. There's that block from Vasilopoulos. So important for ARΗS this year is Vasilopoulos on both ends of the floor, but especially defensively. Well, Armani Moore looked as though he was giving Stelmet Ziyelona Γκόρα way back into this game. He knocked down consecutive threes at the beginning of the fourth quarter, did Armani Moore. Thomas Kalati thought he should have had a 4-point play there. Thought he was fouled, but again, Vasilopoulos just responds whenever the going got tough, and that is it for the highlights. So ARÍS running out 70 points to 64 winners. Thanks for your company today. We'll be back next week with more action from the Basketball Champions League.